surprise for you.
You've got a special episode, don't you? Yeah, Santa's got something very special that he wants to share. You know, wherever we go, kids ask about basically two things. If they're not asking about our elves, they're asking about our reindeer.
And I even wore my reindeer shirt today at Mrs. Claus's behest.
Yep, got some pictures of reindeer.
There's reindeer all over this.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And people are always asking me, you know, how many do we have? Or, you know, how do they fly? What's so unusual about reindeer? Why do I use reindeer? That kind of thing. Now, I'm not going to run into all of that today, but I'm going to give you a few things about reindeer. For instance, I'll bet none of you know that reindeer are different in 3 unique ways from any other kind of deer. So when you see your white-tailed deer, black-tailed deer, mule deer, that kind of thing, reindeer are different in 3 particular ways. The first is that they click when they walk.
Yep.
I'm sure you've heard the song, up on the housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney with good Saint Nick. Well, the clicking they're referring to is actually the hooves on the reindeer. When they walk, they click so they can hear each other, like in blizzards or whiteouts up in the North Pole, or just, you know, keeping tabs of the herd when they're moving through. So that's the first thing. They're the only reindeer that, or they're the only deer that click when they walk. The second thing is they have fuzzy noses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
They really do.
If you
They're
look
so
at it
cute.
like a white-tailed deer or a mule deer, they all have leathery noses. They have these little patches that are like solid leather. A reindeer is covered in fur. They are the only deer that have fur-covered noses.
Yeah.
So almost immediately you can tell a reindeer, as soon as you see it, by its nose. So there's the second thing. Now the third thing is even
really
the most
cool.
interesting. Reindeer are the only deer that both the boys and the girls have antlers.
Yeah.
So, and in fact, speaking of, let's see if I can.
I think we have something special,
I
maybe.
might have something here.
Ah.
There's a pair. We were just down at Forrest Hedemup's stables, and a young female had just dropped her antlers, so Forrest gave me the antlers. Now this is a small female, but basically they keep their antlers all the way until March and April.
Yeah, they
and
do.
then after they have their babies, then their antlers fall off. And then what happens is every year they grow a whole new set.
Yep.
So, and right now, they don't look like this. They're all covered in velvet, what's called velvet, like a real soft fur. And they're very sensitive right now. We can't touch their antlers because, you know, it would hurt them if we touched them. So we have to be kind of careful. But when they get to this stage and the antlers fall off, then immediately, they start growing some new ones.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now this is actually, this looks like a big set, but it's not. This is very small. Let me show you what a larger set looks like. I'm going to show you Thunderhead's antlers right here. And let's see. Well, first of all, there's Thunderhead.
Yeah.
So that's him, and look at the size of his antlers in proportion to his body. They carry some of the biggest antlers of any deer.
They really do. It's amazing that reindeer actually are small. When you hear about tiny reindeer, they really are small, but their antlers are very big in proportion, and he's still got a lot of velvet.
Yeah, you can see the velvet on his
They're
antlers
so dark.
right
See,
now.
they're really dark in comparison to the antlers he just showed you. So
now, when he drops those antlers, this is kind of what they look like.
a little bigger.
And believe it or not, those aren't the biggest antlers. I actually have antlers that Forrest has given me that are even larger than that. They're almost the length of my entire body.
Yeah.
So now he's not a good reindeer for flying because those antlers just get too big. And if he's flying, the sleigh's going to go whichever way he turns his head. So we have to be careful on how large the antlers get.
Yeah.
So, but Forrest had given me his Thunderhead's antlers when he lost them one year, and I keep them around just to show people they can get big. So
Well, and Santa didn't bring those in today because he didn't want to hit me with them.
I'd be knocking things over, and you know, and I
They're
mean,
so big.
don't want to break any cameras or Mrs. Claus.
No.
So. But anyway, so that's the unique thing about reindeer is they click when they walk.
Yeah.
They have fuzzy noses, and both the boys and the girls carry antlers. They're the only ones. So,
Yeah.
but
And you wrote a book about the reindeer,
I
didn't you, Santa?
did indeed. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's called Santa's Famous Incredible Flying Reindeer. Now, this is a real short book. It's just a little book. It's kind of more of a short story. But in it, I explain how the reindeer got their names, the flying reindeer, the ones
Yes,
you're familiar with.
the ones that you would
like
recognize, like Dasher and Dancer.
Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen,
Blitzen.
and the red-nosed ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we talk about how they got their names and
Yeah.
why they're in the particular order they are. And there really is a reason for that. And each one has to go in a particular order. And a lot of it has to do with those antlers that I'm talking about because they pick up different factors in the jet streams
Yeah.
and the winds, and they help me steer just like a big steering wheel.
Yeah.
So when they turn their heads or I pull them to the left or the right, their antlers will help the air pull me down. So it's a fun book to read, and if you're interested, it's certainly on the website, thenorthpolepress.com.
Yep, under
So,
books.
under books. So, and just a fun little read if you're interested and want to learn more about my particular reindeer. And of course, there's pictures of each one, so you can actually see a picture of what Dasher
people
or
always wanna know,
Comet
kids
or
wanna know.
Blitzen looks like. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Did
Yeah.
you know Donner and Blitzen are twins? They
yeah.
were. They were
Yeah.
born the same
Yeah.
night
Yep.
in a terrible thunderstorm. So, and that's how they got their names because Donner and Blitzen is actually European for thunder and lightning. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so if you want to learn more about that, by all means, check out that book and take a look. And you'll learn a lot of fun, interesting facts about that. So,